to a pepper spray edition of the Social Media Podcast. I'm Seth Goldstein.
I'm Jody Raines.
And we have a special esteemed guest, the woman of G Plus herself, Lynette Young.
Hello. There are more than one of us using Google Plus, though. I'd like to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Give a round of applause here.
Exactly. Lynette is the founder and the creative genius behind Purple Stripe Productions over in Trenton. And she is the editor or the crazy person behind womanofgplus.com.
Pretty much.
Crazy person. And she's got the colorful hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
there you go. So we have a lot to talk about this week. Neil Weiser is our esteemed co-host. Esteemed might be putting it too nicely, but anyhow. Neil's out with his daughter and his nephew, being a good uncle and father and taking care of them the night before Thanksgiving. So, as you know, we always record this on Wednesdays and we release it on Fridays at 12 noon. So,
unless it's released sooner.
Yeah, and occasionally, if you go to YouTube, youtube.com/A2SM official, usually it's actually put out on Wednesdays on YouTube.
Yep. Because
I get it done and then I just let it roll. So it's a preview, but I don't post it. It's not publicized till Friday. So anyhow, like Twitter, Google Plus now has hashtags. Do we care? Not hashtags. They have hashtags, but they don't have trending topics. Do we care, ladies?
I think it's cool.
I like it, and I think it would be good if you need help finding what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my social circles kind of curate that for me, and I see it before it winds up being in those places. But I think you kind of find really cool things like memes and maybe like breaking news or something like that. But I could give or take it.
It seems a little small to me. It doesn't seem like it's very in depth. It seems like they just threw it up in the div over in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's still evolving. I don't know that it is where it's going to be yet. Yeah. But it's interesting too because the trending topics tend to orient more towards tech subjects or photography because it seems like those are like the two audiences.
Yes, definitely. So. But let's move ahead now, and on YouTube, the YouTube video, which is now infamous, which clearly went viral. Prompts calls for the UC Davis Chancellor's resignation. If people don't know, this is Lieutenant Pike pepper spraying with military-grade pepper spray. Peaceful protesters sitting in the middle of a sidewalk, and you can view the video in your own time. It's disturbing as all hell, but he's become a meme. And the video went live on YouTube. And even your mother knows what a meme is thanks to this casually spraying cop. And we have a link in the show notes to the Topsy, which is social media search engine.
Wait, is it a meme or a meme?
Meme.
I always say meme.
Well,
okay.
The Queen of Google Plus says it's a meme.
Yeah, then it must be a meme.
That's bigger than Google Plus. That's the whole interwebs.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking it's meme. But,
all right.
Okay.
What do you think about this story, Lynette?
Well, the story itself is disgusting and disturbing. And it just, for me, it was like, okay, like everyday journalism, like common people making videotapes or, on their phones. But a couple things that actually surprised me about that is that I watched the video from beginning to end, and then there were other videos that kind of went to like the couple minutes beforehand or the 15 minutes beforehand, and then what had happened to all the kids after they got pepper sprayed. And the fact is that he just didn't care. I mean, as soon as this started happening, and like all of the Occupy videos that you see, like 60 people whip out their iPhones or their cameras or whatever, and they start recording it, and they just don't care that they're being recorded. They have to know that they're going to wind up on YouTube. And just the indifference to it is what startles me and shocks me about the whole thing. But the fact is that he's a meme. He deserves it because, I'd have to guess, I don't know, early 50s by looking at him. I don't even know. But, dude's never going to get a job again. Because anytime you Google his name, this is all you're going to find.
His name is Lieutenant Pike. What's his first name?
I don't even know, but just,
Google Lieutenant Pike. He's all over there, especially
it's
in
like,
Topsy.
oh, I'm applying for a job. You want to find out more information about me? You don't need my resume. Just Google pepper spray and cop. Like that's all he'll ever be at this point. So he deserves to be a meme as far as.
And you can also find his address. We don't condone harassing him or firebombing his house or anything like that, because that'd be wrong. But you can send him a message saying he's a jerk if you want.
His public information for the police department that he's on, it was public information. So people found it on the internet and put it online. And, that's part of being a public,
Official,
peacekeeper, supposedly, is your info's up there. So that's the way it goes. Maybe he should have thought a little bit more about what he was doing. So I don't think somebody... Yeah, I mean, somebody had mentioned to me, like, does it degrade what happened and what those young adults, I don't want to call them kids, but those young adults went through by the fact that now this guy is a complete laughing stock and they've made a meme out of him. And I don't think it does.
They're behind it. A lot of them are probably behind it.
Yeah, I think that they don't mind because it just calls more attention to it, to say how ridiculous this whole thing was.
Yeah, what do we do? Live in Egypt or something like that, At least we're not getting shot with rubber bullets.
But let me ask you, theoretically, so they've taken the image of this person, I can't say gentleman, this person pepper spraying.
Scumbag.
And they've superimposed it into all different situations.
There's some pretty funny ones. There's some links in the show notes.
And before the show started, I mean, we were going through it, and I'm laughing hysterically. But the reality of it is that it's a very serious situation. I know I've got children. God forbid if something like this happened to my kids, I would be horrified, and it is a horrible situation. So, how do you justify? I mean, even making fun of it, making light of it when it's such a horrible thing. Are we actually poking fun at him? Are we poking fun at the situation?
I think this is how people deal with it.
What do you make of everybody taking this and putting him into, spraying the eyes of a seal or spraying Martha Stewart or, what do you make of that?
It's clever. It's clever photoshopping, because I mean they obviously have him in different positions doing it. Well. I mean, I think
it's a different type of meme than the cat. The Pop-Tart cat kind of thing or whatever. Because, this had a serious beginning to it. So, I wonder that, too.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Paula Deen one.
Paula Deen one. It's a winner. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's one where he's got the painter, the guy with the big fro. He also has gotten Stephen Hawking's in the face. Yeah. So, I was just showing people through on our live stream.
But if you look at the types of things he's being photoshopped into, it's things that are social injustices or funny on their own. Like some people would say Paula Deen is a social injustice, but
well, I don't get the Beatles. The Beatles weren't a social injustice.
Exactly, but anything
that's pepper spray.
Yeah, that's. I mean, there's some of it that goes that way, but it's a lot of it I think stems from the fact that it shows the Occupy, I guess, the police in a lot of cases, because they're the ones doling out the beatings in a lot of the cities. Just their misunderstanding or their defiance against progress or whatever people would take of it. So that way, I could kind of understand it.
Well, I mean, we could get into a whole discussion about the Occupy movement and how much it's costing us, just general taxpayers. Yeah. Those of us who have jobs or pay our taxes versus the 99%. I don't know if I'm 1% or 99%. I think I'm 99%, but I'm still paying taxes. But I mean, that's like a whole different discussion. But I guess what I would want to do is ask the people who are the listeners if they have comments or if they have any
make him clean.
Thoughts about using an image like this in a funny way. Does that make light of a situation? Does it, bring humility to this guy that sprayed the pepper?
No, he's missing a laughing stock. I mean, he's spraying Forrest Gump in the eyes. I mean, he's spraying Grover in the face. I mean, come on.
Yeah, all the things that we love as Americans or whatever. But so
I think he needs to spray Casey Anthony.
Yeah,
we'll leave that one alone.
Might actually be that up there.
Let's suggest that one.
Exactly, but saying that's we have the link in the show notes for that as well. But let's move on. I know people hate when I say the word "move on."
move.
Exactly, but I think we have two very esteemed people to talk about why you should put your brand on Google+. I know personally I've had a lot of people say, well, no one's on Google+. Why do I want to be there? It's dead. They're full of baloney. You just have to make sure that you reach out to people that you might not know and be personable and be friendly and reach out, and you'll find people. I mean, you might not have your mom and dad and sister and all that out there, but you will make new friends. I've made business deals through it. You know, I have thousands of friends now through it because, you know, of this being on it nonstop. People on Twitter are complaining that I'm now feeding my Google Plus stream to Twitter, and they're saying, well, there's no link. And I'm like, well, go to Google Plus. It says hashtag Google Plus. Maybe you should go check out Google Plus, because that's where I am all the time. Not saying that there isn't a place for Google, you know, for Twitter or Facebook. There are, but I'd like to hear what you two what you guys think.
I don't know. I'm thinking, and Linda, I'm curious what you think, but I'm not spending as much time on Twitter as I used to.
Twitter is garbage now.
I wouldn't call it garbage, but I mean, Lynette, do you spend any time at all on Twitter?
You know what? Twitter for me is usually when I'm out places.
Yeah,
I mean, not like out in my normal life, but out for business. Like when I'm at conferences, like I use it constantly because it's easy. It's on my phone. It does what it was designed to do. Mm-hmm. When I sit at my desk, like I do most days, you know, I have Hootsuite running over in the corner, and I'll go and I'll maybe put one or two things out there. And I mean, literally one of the first people that used it. I think I have one of the first 50,000 accounts on there, and I just don't use it like I used to because and that's why I hate clout so much, but that's a whole nother story. But I use it when I need to use it, or I need it when I it's my human search engine when I need to ask a question and get a bunch of answers or whatever, but I don't use it like I have friends that use it that's their mode of conversation, and I don't do it that way. I use it as more of a Quora almost.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about Quora. I mean, do you use Quora at all? Because I know when that came out, everybody was like, "Oh, the great new thing," and it seems like it went up really, really fast.
It's still there. It's still there. There's still a nice Quora group over there. It's handy. I mean, it's showing up in the search engines. I've been looking for some more obscure things, and they're asked on Quora. And you also get a lot of people that are actually CEOs of the companies on Quora. But I think Quora has a spot as well. I mean, I think there's plenty of room for all these social media spots, but I think the big one right now, I think Facebook's going to be around forever. I think that's the common man's place.
Nothing's forever, Seth.
But not forever.
Even MySpace is still around.
Yeah,
but nobody uses it.
I don't think there's anything that's forever.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Facebook still has a strong showing. I think that you can't ignore them. Honestly, Twitter, in my opinion, I don't mean saying garbage per se, but I mean, a lot of it's like these little bursts, and then like people feed stuff in. I mean, Jody, you're guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. We're feeding in Twitter feeds.
Me? Guilty?
Yeah, you guilty. You know, and it's a little less personal now.
Yeah, I learned it from you.
Exactly. I mean, I go on there. The thing is, I don't use Google Plus on the phone that much. I don't like the interface on my.
That's because you're on a Droid. It's better on the iPhone.
Even then, I don't like it as much. I prefer, but where on the computer I can't tweet on the computer. I can't take it. Whereas on my phone, I'll tweet my phone. So if I'm out, I'll tweet something. Or if I'm at conferences, you have to tweet something. I've actually tried tweeting from Google Plus, which I have with the hashtag because it goes to Twitter. But then people respond to me on Twitter now, and it's a mess.
Yeah, it's too many channels to monitor. But yeah, the whole idea of people, you know, back in July when Google Plus came out, and it was like, why do I need it? And now, a couple months later, Pages for brands. Why do I need it? And my answer has been, actually, I'll paraphrase something that I heard Guy Kawasaki say at a conference. It's paraphrasing because I'm twisting it to my own demonic need. Is that Facebook is for connecting with people that you know, and Google Plus is for connecting to people, or in this case, businesses that you need to know and that you want to know in the future.
Bingo.
So that resonated with me because that's where I see people, and even businesses with their pages, you can only connect to people that you already have a connection with in the first place. It's very difficult, and no one ever says, oh, I wonder if Toyota has a page on Facebook. They never go out and seek that information out. They have to be shown it first, and then maybe they'll like it. But it has to be that first degree of separation. On Google Plus, I'm finding that people are specifically searching out things. Or sharing them, and you don't have to have that degree of separation, for that close degree of separation before they'll connect with something. And my answer has always been like, oh, you know, nobody uses Google Plus, nothing on Google Plus is worth it. But you know who loves Google Plus more than anything in the entire world? Google. You know, and what does every company want for anything that they ever do online? They want to be top on Google. So duh. That's kind of my answer.
Yeah, and that's it. Not only that, but you've got to think about it this way: is that yes, brand pages suck. They're horrible. You can, right now we have the A2SM brand page. Ooh, but the thing is with that is I can't let Jody edit it. I can't let Neil, who's not here,
it needs to have more than one editor.
But the thing is, and then after 5 months, they should have done a lot better job. I'm the first one to say that. But it's coming. They have some false starts, but they're not dead in the water. You don't just discount Google like people are doing anything. Google's, this is just going to fail like Buzz. Buzz failed within the first day when they released all your contact information.
Yeah.
And now they have babysitters from the federal government in there every year doing stuff. But Google Plus has 50 million users plus. I think it might be 60 now, of people who are die-hard Google users. Chris Brogan's moved over. He still uses Facebook. He doesn't want to admit it, but
yeah. He says he doesn't, but he does.
He does.
Yeah, but okay. So Seth, there, right there, you said the number is probably is. I think one of the Google VPs have said 50 million, but now we're estimating it's probably 60. People are like, oh, well, that's not really a big deal. Who cares? It's only 50 million people. But you know what? That's almost half of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's only been open since July.
Yeah.
Only open since July. Give it a year, guys. Give it a year.
But exactly. But what I'm saying, what it's done in 4 months, and it took LinkedIn all this time to do.
All right. But in their defense, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, they all started at the beginning of social media. People didn't know how to handle social media at that time. Twitter, I didn't adopt Twitter for at least a year after it came out. I got an account, but that's it. I didn't use it. But whereas Google Plus is coming into a saturated market where people know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, all right, Grant, it's not exactly a fair comparison saying, well, we got 40,000 in 8 weeks. Well, that's great, but you came into a market where everyone knows what to do with it, Well,
but it was also limited trial when it first launched. Okay, so the limited beta, and then it's only been open a couple of months now.
Yeah,
4 months, since then.
So come on, let's give them the just dues here. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the growth, the acceleration of the growth. Like they got there in 3 months or 4 months, and it took somebody else, whatever. But 2 years ago, LinkedIn was half the size that it is now, and it was still a player in the space. It was still one of the big three.
LinkedIn's always been a small one, yeah. LinkedIn's
still
small.
But still, just because it has less numbers doesn't mean that it's out of the game, and I think people are kind of glossing over that fact.
Exactly.
But I think getting back to the question about brands and businesses and why they want to use it, I think, Lynette, you hit the nail on the head. It really has to do with being indexed and being found and discovered on Google. And I did a presentation, I think I mentioned, for the chamber this morning, and I asked for a show of hands of how many people had personal Facebook pages. Just about every hand.
Google, Facebook.
A personal page.
Facebook, yeah.
Then I asked for how many had Facebook business pages, and I'd say roughly 50-60% of the hands went up. I said, how many people have a Google Plus profile? And maybe 10%.
Crickets.
Most people they don't even have.
Bad.
And so I stress the fact that pages have now just started. So this is really the ground level. But walking out of there, I was talking to the president of the chamber, and we're talking about, well, we need to do a page now for the chamber, but with one administrator, who becomes the administrator? So, that's a big.
Robert Scoble had the problem with that. He actually now owns the Rackspace one, and he's like, crap, I didn't want to be the administrator for this, but he now owns it.
Well, that's also because he didn't read anything before. He's like, oh my God, I have to be first, and I have to do it. And
he's a little bit of a hyper child.
He is hyper. If you read through the documentation, it tells you right now, if you create it, you own it, period. There's no other choice. And he just was like too shiny to see anything else.
Yeah, and Facebook,
and then he got on there and trashed it.
So let me ask you guys, how do you handle that if you have a client? Do you walk them through it? Knowing that they're not going to be able to manage it? What do you do?
No, I'm walking through on their account.
Right, walk it through on their account, but are you managing it for them? Are you logging, you have their credentials?
But here's the thing, for the clients that I'm even thinking that they should be doing this right now, they don't need to jump in right now. A lot of them are like just, I don't want to say training wheels off, but they're in the teenagehood of Facebook. You don't need to jump over and have a second child all of a sudden. Let's just let this die down a bit. There are some of us that have to be in there first and have to bang on the machine to understand exactly how it works. But in a lot of cases, my clients don't necessarily need that. And they're not like, oh, just dump everything you've done for the past 3 years in Facebook and move over here. I mean, that's ridiculous. But the other thing with this is that there are no unique URLs in Google Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So if I create a page that's called Women of Google Plus, and somebody else goes and creates the same exact name and lifts my graphics, which I've already found that once somebody took everything off my site and made another one of it, and I got it. I said, you really can't do this. And they're like, oh, sorry, like, my bad. Like, they knew. But the fact is that there's no unique URL. So like in Facebook, you can have facebook.com, /A2SM or whatever the, the page is. Nobody else can ever use that URL.
Well, we can't have that because it has to be 5 letters.
But yeah.
Those bastards.
Which is tough, yeah. And we own 2-letter domain names, which is even harder because sometimes we want to use that. But the fact is that anybody, like people were going in there saying that there's a Facebook page. It's not really Facebook in there doing this. It's just that, so companies can go in, and I've seen this already. Well, 2 product managers will go in and create a page, a Google Plus page for the same company because they didn't realize the other one was doing it. Now you've got 2 initiatives going forward. You can't merge that information. You can't say, oops, I screwed up. Everybody from this circle go over here. So it has to be coordinated, definitely, because I don't think Google's going to take kindly to a bunch of phone calls going, can you merge these pages for me?
Oh, I know. Honestly, I think they should. And I've actually said this to people. I've said this to Cheat Chew plenty of times. Granted, he's the Hangout guy, not the page guy. But I said to him straight out, I said, you guys have to be tolerant with people saying it screwed up because you guys screwed up.
Facebook isn't tolerant. If
Facebook revolutionized the pages like this. Google Plus saw what Facebook did, saw what worked for Facebook, said it took 5 months to get something together for us, and it was very strong saying no brands, no brands, no brands, no brands, no brands. And when they came out with nothing that would have taken them 5 minutes to do it before. I mean, except for the only difference, and I'm getting a little heated about this, the only difference that you can't circle people first. They had to circle you first. That's the only difference.
You can't enter a Hangout.
You can enter Hangout. That's a little buggy, but you can enter Hangout. It happens to me about every 25 times I try. 25% of the times I try, I can get in as A2SM, addicted to social media, or whatever. But the thing is that if they made a big deal, oh, we're going to make this right, and they came out and they kind of tripped and fell down the stairs. It was like, guys,
yeah, but
and they know they failed.
I know Google seems like they're infinitely large, but
they're a bunch of idiots
as far as
sometimes.
resources goes. But if you look at what they're doing, they're closing down a lot of their Google Labs projects, and a lot of Buzz got killed and Wave.
Buzz needed to get killed.
It needed all to go, but they're taking all of those resources and they're sucking them into Google Plus because my uneducated opinion is that they got slammed. And everybody just assumed they were going to do social networking and they were going to fall on their face, so they didn't necessarily, they could do it slow and keep the training wheels on. And that I think personally they got blindsided, and now they're trying to suck every resource that they have in their company to work on this project. Because, pages took a while to roll out, and now we don't have multi-admin or anything like that.
That's a clear one they need.
I think the code is easy for them to do, but the support on the back end, all the community managers, I think that's where they're trying to catch up and make sure that infrastructure is there before they dump this out there. Yeah. And you've got 100 million whatever and 2 community managers to do all of the work.
Yeah, and let's keep in mind this. Facebook started out as a college website. They started off with 1 server, 1 college, 2 servers, still 1 college, 3 servers, still Harvard. And then they branched out to Stanford or one of the other ones, and they slowly brought it out. Not until what was it, 2005, 2006, something like that, even 2007. I'm not naming all the dates up until I get it right. But they eventually launched it to much fanfare. Hey, everyone's allowed in now. But before then, it was dreadful. The original the Facebook was pretty dreadful. It was pretty boring.
And it's changed quite dramatically since that time anyway.
Some of the worst. I hate the timeline. It's horrible.
I don't know. It's kind of stalkery. There's a lot of things that it does. But, think about it. From going from nowhere to competitive with Google, where Google was always king. When you talk about it, it's like Facebook and Google on a par now. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what else do we have?
I guess we should probably continue with everything
to the
else.
next. So Google Plus lets you see your contacts.
No, we missed one. This is Lynette's Lynette's existence here. Google Plus now I'm impacting your cloud score. Active users can see their scores go up. Oh, I logged in again. I remember I got rid of my cloud score, and I went back in just to see if my score went up, and it didn't go up. And I have 9,500
poor
users.
Seth, I'm sorry.
No, but I really don't give a horses took us. So, but I just like go in there.
Lynette, you like clout.
Lynette.
I like it like I need holes in my head.
So Lynette, what do you think? What's your thoughts on clout in general, and then them adding in?
Well, here's the thing. I have always, when it first came out, everybody's like, jump on the bandwagon because it's kind of what you have to do when you're in certain professions. So, okay, let's go in, let's find this out. And then I was disappointed that nothing seemed to move the needle for clout, right? You kind of got what you got when you came in, and then that was it. And then they started adding all of these social networks. And I said, well, you know what? At that point, I was actually much more active on other social networks than I was Twitter, which is one of their first ways of measuring things. And then I just didn't kind of buy into the concept. And I was getting more and more displeased with the fact that everything seemed to be geared towards grooming your accounts or grooming the mass populace of people so they could pick out a certain percentage and feed those to their sponsors. And then I have friends that are purposely working out case studies to game the system to see if you do X, Y, and Z, you will gain 7 points or you will lose 4 points. And you will, they know how to work the numbers already because the algorithm has been reverse engineered. Then they change it and it took them a week. They reverse engineered it again. And I just got really tired of that and the fact that it really didn't reflect me personally. It said that I was influential in mullets. So being a Jersey girl, I can understand where I would be, really hot on mullets and all, but I'm not really an expert in them. So whatever.
Really said mullets?
First.
It really said mullets?
We scooped
it
everyone.
Said mullets. And I mean, I tried for a year to get them to take that off of there.
Why
and
mullets?
They're like, well,
Did you write about mullets?
No, never once. And
Where
I
did
went
that come
through
from?
and I sucked all of my Twitter information back from the beginning of time, since like 2005 or whatever. Not once did I ever mention the word. But in any case, I don't know, because they have stupid algorithms.
And you're from people you're not even following.
I know. The thing that ticked me off the most is, when you would go into Clout and you can give somebody like a K+, you could say, Seth is influential in this topic, right? I would go in there and you'd get 5 a day or 4 a day, and I'd be like, I'm really coveting these clicks that I get to give, basically like an Oscar award to somebody 4 times a day. And I would diligently every single day for like months go in there as part of my morning coffee and go through and give people K+. And then they disclose that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't help your clout score. It doesn't help that person's clout score. It does nothing to move the needle. So what does it do? It helps their advertisers on the back end find out who to send free junk to. That's what it does.
Have you ever gotten any free junk?
Yes, actually. In fact, like a couple days after I quit Clout, I got something in the mail. I got a book. I don't even know where it is, and I was just like, all right, whatever. But
Zoe's jealous.
It's
I don't know what the heck it is. I mean, I don't even know what my
Clout. With O'Reilly, and I got this book.
Did you? Good. Okay.
Maybe it's not HTML5.
Yeah.
See, I'm pimping. I haven't read it yet, so I'm pimping it on every show you can possibly do.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you, O'Reilly.
But the thing that aggravates me, I have the previous version of that book. It's really good.
It is good.
The thing that aggravates me is how Clout, and at first I was like, well, this isn't Clout, but it is, because it's how they position themselves and how they market themselves and how they say they are the definitive source of finding influential people on the web.
Yeah.
It's annoying, but you know what? When I'm getting phone calls, or some of my clients or professional relationships are going, well, I'm thinking about hiring this person, but I don't think their clout score is high enough. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, they have a resume longer than my arm, and they're like, you're getting them for a steal, but because their clout score says 2 points under, you think they're ineligible? That's what made me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, they're getting,
outside of being hypocritical, I just disconnected everything. I pulled the API access out of everything, and I was just done with it.
But do you still show up?
I don't know, because you can't view Clout unless you're in Clout. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're still in there. I saw yesterday
you're from the outside, so I would need somebody that currently has a Clout account to go in to see if I show up or not. I'm curious.
I'll check it. I have a Clout. I'll check it for you.
But then they announced that Google Plus, whatever the algorithm is for that, they can pull, and then that makes a difference. And in that case, I should have skyrocketed.
Yeah,
but people are saying that it doesn't make a difference.
It didn't change that much. I think I went up to a point or something.
Yeah, I went up 2 points. I'm like, all right, I quit again.
Yeah. Well, I've had people tell me the only reason why I quit Clout is because my score was going down. Like, I don't really care what my score is. Like, nobody's going to hire me based on what my Clout score is.
Joe,
my score actually went up. My score went up right before I quit, so I didn't care.
I had a client who was telling me that I don't know if you read it in the Wall Street Journal or something. They did an article about it, and he said, well, I really have to get my Clout score up. Now he's got a really low Clout score because he never uses anything, and we had a whole discussion about why it's irrelevant. Yeah. Are you making connections? Are you engaging with people? Are you?
Yeah, I have a 42. I have a 42. I have a 42 Clout score. Yeah, on Google Plus, I have 9,500 people following me. I asked a question. You know, Lynette said earlier about how she can ask a question to Twitter and get answers back. Twitter is worthless for that. I might get 1 or 2 responses back from that. Mine's more to like spam these 2 gals over on Twitter. But I mean, on Google Plus, I will literally put up. I'll post a link from a Lifehacker article within 1 second. 1 second, like that. 5 people have +1 it. I'm like, jeez.
No, Seth, that's just me +1ing you 5 times.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like it's like when you have a big following, it's like +1. Comments. I can keep up with the comments. I mean, I'm not that interesting.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Thank you. Jody's like, no, he isn't, and you're like, yes, he is. I think I like that better now. Jody, I love you, Jody.
She's doing the happy dance.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So anyhow, did you know Google Plus lets you see your contacts +1s?
Where in Google.com/contact?
I think so. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'll have to check that out.
Well, I think that's important. It's kind of like the
Google
whole
Plus
idea.
Made it easier to see what articles and blogs your friends are reading. The company announced Tuesday.
Isn't that called Delicious or Dig?
Something like that. Articles that get a +1 from Gmail contacts or Google Plus Circle members will now show up in the user spotlight section as a post to the official Google Plus.
I'm pretty sure that was called Stumble Upon.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, well, +1 that right now. Woo. So anyhow, so that's
But that's cool because here's the evolution. You have all these different things. You've got your Twitter, you've got Facebook, you've got Quora, you've got LinkedIn, all going different directions. Wouldn't it be cool to have one place to go where you have everything? So if Google Plus incorporates Dig and Delicious and kind of is the Facebook replacement and is better than Twitter, so what happens over time? Do people start using it more?
Yes, possibly.
I'm just saying.
My whole thing is that I mean, it's neat, but really these +1s are really a sentiment engine for Google to index you higher on Google. I mean, yeah, all right. So don't go out and hire an Indian company or any company, any company for that matter, and have them
of any nationality. He didn't
any nationality whatsoever.
He didn't pick one on purpose.
The story was that people are hiring an Indian company that should remain nameless to sign up for a bunch of Google accounts and +1 their stuff 1,000 times, and it was $1 a click.
Yeah.
And yeah, it games the system, but now you have 1,000 Gmail addresses.
Worthless clicks.
It's worthless. It's not worth it to do that.
So eventually, what will happen is there'll be an algorithm where the dare I say the word clout, but the
clout
with a C, not a K, right?
Right, exactly. Of the account actually brings merit, like SEO juice. But I'm curious, speaking about all the stuff that's been going on with Facebook and Google Plus with Facebook. So what is the story about badware and why should Google warn its users?
Facebook is badware. I think Lynette should talk about this because she's got a big grin on her face.
Tell us, Lynette.
Well, what I saw, I have to click through the specific link for the show notes, but what I've been seeing is, I think, remember the old days of Prodigy or AOL or whenever you'd click on a link that was outside, it would say you're now leaving, our website, we can't be responsible for what kind of content you find.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, oh my God, the internet's scary. It's dangerous, and there's pervs all over the place. You can't trust everything. That's what Facebook was starting, or they were testing it, or there was something that they were doing where every click that you would do that took you to a page outside of Facebook would pop up this warning message.
And this is from a Neil Dash, who's everyone knows Neil Dash, and at least in our community. And he's going to his site from Facebook, and it says, for the safety and privacy of your Facebook account, please remember to never enter your password unless you're on the real Facebook website. Also, be sure to only download software from sites you trust. To learn more about staying safe on the internet, please visit Facebook's security page. There's a hyperlink to that. And also, please read the Wikipedia article on malware and phishing. And then it gives you the link. And, of course, his is dashes. And then, readability and intention. It's, you can see in the show notes. But he clearly wants to go to his own blog. And they're warning him that this may not be the place where he wants to go.
What about iframes?
What?
I mean, the iframes. I mean, aren't there pages hosted external to Facebook?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Mm-hmm. Now, to do a Facebook page, custom page, you have to host it, put an SSL certificate on your site, and then they'll let it view. So in essence, I can put an SSL certificate on whatever the hell I want, type it into Facebook, and that page is a window to another page off Facebook servers that they don't control. And it can have a lot of badware on there. And it's inside Facebook, people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's true.
I was very surprised they did that and relinquished control of having what showed up in a tab. I was very surprised.
They hit FBML. I mean, they have their own
I think it's a bandwidth issue, though.
I do, too, because they had to store that content on a server someplace.
Yep. So it's a way of extrapolating it multiple times without having to expand their bandwidth.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the badware is that it's through, I guess, inference maybe is the right word, that Facebook is saying that anything outside of Facebook is probably an untrusted source, and you can get hurt.
Facebook safe?
Stay inside.
Is safe. Trust us.
It's a giant cult.
We've ever done bad for you.
It's a cult.
Wait, I gotta put my glasses on.
Here's some Kool-Aid.
Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid, people. Exactly. We have to put that more often. I think we need to have 2 women and 2 men on our podcast, because usually it's like 2 male hamsters. Me and you are trying to bite each other's heads off.
Speaking about hamsters biting heads off and women, what about Buffy?
Oh my God, Buffy, and it's not a vampire killer. Facebook is now coming out with what they said they weren't going to do, which was someone. And you got a phone call. They're coming out with a Facebook phone that is going to be made. It's gonna, despite the unproven market, Facebook to launch a custom Android OS phone with HTC, which is high tech company or high technology company. Or HTC stands for.
HTC generally makes pretty decent phones.
Yes, but it's going to be deeply ingrained into the kernel, into the core operating system. I mean, Android is already having Android with the Kindle Fire, which I think is kind of funny. Kindle equals fire. Ha ha ha. I had to do that, but still, it is what it is. I mean, if you live in Facebook, you want it to be a part of Facebook at all times, go for it. I'd say don't bother, but.
Well, we haven't seen it yet. It's still in development, so I mean, everything right now is just conjecture as to what exactly it's going to be.
That's what we used to call, vaporware. That we're going to talk about it, and we won't actually build it until we get enough interest. Yeah.
Well, and the interesting thing is they've been talking about it for a while, so I'm kind of surprised that they just now have entered into this relationship.
No, they've been denying it for so long.
Yeah.
So we're not doing that.
But everybody assumed it was already in some kind of production. Yeah. So.
It'll be interesting. I wonder when they're going to get it out. Hopefully soon. Also, did you know about this? Facebook is making the world smaller. Now, keep this in mind. We just got our 7 billionth person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Facebook's making it smaller. Ooh. Apparently, it's shrinking the whole 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon down to 4 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Thoughts?
Bacon.
Crickets? Crickets? Crickets?
Yes, but I don't think that it's Facebook. I think it's the internet. I think Facebook is getting too much credit.
Yeah, but there's Facebook lovers out there. So I go on Facebook maybe once every other day.
But Facebook has what, like 900 million users or 800 million users?
800 million users as of last week, yeah.
The internet has more than that. Sorry, they win.
Jody, thoughts?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you talk about degrees of separation. I think one thing that I find really fascinating. I recently had my situation with my accident. Okay, happened August 31st. What was absolutely amazing to me are the number of people with whom I'm connected. Friends of friends were talking about the accident. They were sharing it with other people.
It went viral.
People were making comments to me that I didn't even know who they were. You know, like, I hope you get well soon. And
you went viral, Jody.
What's that?
You went viral.
You went viral.
I went viral.
Oh, Lynette knew about it before I told her.
Wow. But you know what I mean? So you talk about degrees of separation. That was amazing. But even more than that, people, you think about, like, before Facebook, right? The people that I knew from high school, when would I reconnect with them? I mean, maybe if you go to a reunion.
But why would you?
For me, that's been a really long time since high school. I'm not going to say how long, but
20 years, not even. I was going to say 10 years.
I'm not going to say how long, but anyway, the fascinating part of it is all these people from high school that you know you would have lost touch with, people from companies that you used to work with that you haven't talked to forever,
Yeah.
and it's because somebody that you're connected to reminds you about somebody else, and they're connected to them, and suddenly you start getting these clusters of people that you would have lost touch with.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I did for a lot of them.
Well, but
I'm like, oh, you have a baby, great, happy day, whoop-de-doo. But people say,
You'll
why
have
don't you have a
one
baby
soon.
yet? I have people from high school saying, why don't you have a baby yet? Because
yeah, why don't you, Seth?
well, you don't have a baby yet because you've been married for 3 years. Excuse me, we're taking things slow for once in our relationship. I mean, my God, it's like people.
And we scooped it here first.
Lynette asking me. This is not like Neil or my best friend Marcel asking me this. It's some schmo from high school that I've never talked to before saying, "Why don't you have a baby yet?" I'm like, "Well, F you, buddy."
I did. I ate it.
Exactly. It's yours.
Yeah, the dingo ate your baby.
Exactly. You know. And then all right, so let's move on to Twitter. Apparently, the Twitter hashtag, thanks Chris Messina, has entered the football realm. The first football end zone hashtag touches down in Mississippi, and guess what it is? A very football type thing called it's hashtag Hail State.
So why is this revolutionary? That's what I want to know.
I know. I don't really know. Hashtags. Ooh.
Because they're just catching up down there. I don't know.
Exactly. Oh, watch it on that. Zinger!
Wait,
we just lost Mississippi. We just lost Mississippi. They just went off the listening map just now.
You know, I love Black Friday.
All right, let's move on to Black Friday.
We're going.
Who's tweeting about it besides Jody?
The best part about Thanksgiving isn't the turkey.
What? It's fun to sleep on the couch afterwards. I never slept so well afterwards.
No, and it's not the football either. I hate to tell you.
Do you go out on Black Friday, Jody?
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to. I mean, I was one of those crazies who would go to the mall like in the middle of the night and wait for the toy store to open to get whatever like the Furby or the toy of that year was. You know,
Must be the
heaven forbid, you know, Christmas would happen and the kid wouldn't have it.
Or Hanukkah.
Yeah, Hanukkah.
Dude,
we celebrated both.
One word for you: Amazon. There is no need to go to the mall.
Oh, Amazon! They've already started their deals.
How many emails have you all gotten today? Because today, when we're recording this, it's the day before Thanksgiving, so we have 2 days or a day and a half until the Black Friday stuff goes. How many emails did you get from lists or whatever that you probably didn't remember you were on? I've had probably 100 today.
I haven't even looked, but my mail route is filled.
Yeah. Is this Black Wednesday then?
It's
I think
purple.
It's
Purple Wednesday because we have purple stripe on today. See the purple
do not
stripe.
associate my color with gluttony and shopping. Oh no.
You give her a computer and she's happy. Just leave her office.
I just want tech. I don't really want anything else.
I know. She wants a lower third.
It's not exactly social media, but have you guys noticed the price of hard drives going through the roof? Because all the floods in Thailand.
Right. Well, because of the earthquake. Hello.
Not the earthquake. The floods.
They came after the earthquakes.
They came
Yeah,
after the
earthquake
volcano
in
erupting.
Japan
They came
hurt it,
after
and
the
then
tsunami. It's like, oh my god, it's crazy over there. So I'm trying to buy a hard drive, and well, I'm not gonna spend $250 on a 2 terabyte hard drive. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna
they used to
wait.
be like $100, weren't they? $200, if that.
Yeah, for
not even.
I mean, it used to be $89 last week. So I'm waiting for Black Friday. I'm like, I will go to the ends of the earth to get 2 terabyte hard drive. Anyhow, back to social media. Apparently, the Muppets failed miserably on Google Plus on their Hangout because it wasn't really a Hangout; it was more of them in a Hangout with each other, and you could watch via YouTube.
It was
But
streaming, yeah.
YouTube has rectified the Muppets because they put out really funny videos. So that's how social media has revived the Muppets.
Viral Muppets.
Viral Muppets.
You know what did it, I think?
Sounds like a disease.
My kids don't know who the Muppets are. They have no clue who Miss Piggy is, right? Or Kermit.
Who's this?
I don't watch all that. My kids, for
They don't know who
example.
Miss
But they know the Old Spice Man?
In my house, probably. But here's the thing. You know why the Muppets are probably doing so well, or as well as they did on social media? Because what's the main age bracket that uses it? Us. What did we have when we were kids? The Muppets. It's nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Miss Piggy doll. Good Lord.
Do you really?
I had a Kermit.
Another scoop. You heard it here first.
Oh, man. I had the Miss Piggy doll.
Kermit! Oh, Miss Piggy!
And,
Miss
yeah,
Piggy.
I did. And it's nostalgia at this point, I think, is what it is. And I'll take my kids to see the movie, but they didn't need to sit around and watch the live stream. Whatever.
No, oh my god, but do you realize how, looking back at it now, how dirty the Muppet Show was? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's beyond like anything Monty Python ever did. It's like, it's dirty.
Really?
Oh my god, the sexual innuendos. Oh
really?
My god, Jim Henson was the biggest pervert imaginable. Rest in peace.
I'm shocked.
Oh, watch some of it on YouTube. Oh my god. And Fraggle Rock was about drugs, and they really burst your world.
What?
Fraggle Rock was all about drugs.
Come on.
And Mr. Puffin
Seth, I
stuff.
think you've been smoking something funny.
And then Mr. Puffin stuff. Puffin stuff.
I couldn't stand that one.
No, I never. That was before my time, but I just.
Okay, kids, moving right along.
No, Fraggle Rock was all about drugs.
Any Beat, a social network for taboo topics.
Hey, we're already hitting that right now.
See, we went right into it.
What's that?
Okay, so drugs, rock and roll. What are we talking here? What kind of taboo
fetishes.
topics?
Yeah,
really?
I mean, what's taboo to one person could be coffee.
Exactly.
I like coffee.
Anyhow, Any Beat is out there. If you want to talk about taboo stuff, honestly, you look on Google Plus very hard. There's a lot of taboo on there.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
Really?
I saw a carnation put in some place I don't want to mention.
Yeah, but I think that the key with this is it doesn't it's not subject to censorship as much as it would be someplace else. You have to. I mean, like even Google
I think
Plus.
I'll avoid.
Well, Facebook.
Yeah, no, I agree, but
Facebook
I'm
too.
saying if you're into that kind of thing and it's a taboo or a fetish rather than something that's illegal, like child pornography, I think that then they'll have their own area where they can kind of do what they want.
And be perverts.
And because like even in Google Plus, people are putting up paintings because either the photographers or the artists are in there in full force, and they'll have pictures that have nudity on it as part of an artistic expression.
Yeah, Paul Ralston.
People, yeah, exactly, and people report that, and it gets
Well, here's the story about that, and we're talking about that in the G Plus photo book that we're writing. Me and Robert Anderson, who was on a few podcasts ago. We actually talked about Paul Ralston, and he's a body painting artist. So he paints live nudes, men and women. Most of them tend to be women. They are the better versions of the species, in my opinion. But he paints them, and he puts them up on Google Plus. And he's a photographer too, and they're great photographs. They're artsy and all that. People thought it was offensive. You don't see anything. You might see a little bit of a nipple every now and then, but it's like, ooh, when you're a baby, you sucked on those things. Like, come on, do you want desexualized nipples? They're bottles
but
that are
I think
attached to a woman.
The site, the AnyBeat, is a good place if you. I mean, not saying that it's a taboo, like it's some freakish thing, but there are just genres of art even that are considered.
Yeah, but still,
taboo.
I mean, there's genres of art, but I don't think the body painting should be in there. I think it should be allowed on Google Plus. Vic Condotra came in. Vic Condotra, the king of Google Plus, came in and apologized to Paul, and even said, "I circled you. I'm very sorry. Look, we changed the algorithm, that should be allowed." I mean,
no, I agree. And a lot of times it's what I call the machine. It's, if you hit ban so many times, the machine's going to shut that account off or whatever. But having a place on the internet that is a walled garden and controlled. And if you want to do that, that's fine, because we all know that all of that exists online. But a place to actually go on purpose and
Yeah, but here's the
celebrate
thing.
the taboos, whatever they're doing in there.
I
it's
have
not
a hunch.
such a bad idea.
I have a hunch.
Yeah.
And I think eBay has a hunch.
I think eBay is buying Hunch.
Is this your alternative to Seth going next?
Yes.
Exactly.
It's called Segway.
Someone else has listened to the podcast before.
So, tell us about what it was. His long tail search on eBay. What is hunch?
Lynette?
They bought it.
They bought it.
Cricket.
They bought it. I haven't looked into it enough to know, but eBay
Hunch?
seems to be struggling, to say the
It
least.
is.
So.
They
Well,
just
keep
bought
changing the fee structure.
They just
You
bought
know?
GSI Commerce, where our friend Bill Rowland works. He works for eBay now. But that's an inside baseball. But what Hunch is it's a way. It's a prediction engine where it's just different items for you to look at and find stuff for you. I mean, I see how there's a nice little synergy between eBay and Hunch. That I could see them working together. But I just thought it was an interesting thing to throw in there. But anyhow.
Isn't that like the Amazon model of suggested things, like if somebody bought this, then 29% bought
exactly.
this? I mean,
so they bought
that's
a
a really
company
good
for
idea, because that's intuitive shopping. Or
I think that's awesome.
Shopping.
I love that part of it, and I think that I always look at that because there could be a suggestion that I didn't think of, quite honestly.
You spend more
Or
that
I
way.
didn't know it existed. Yeah. So if they could if that's what Hunch is going to do for eBay, then I could definitely see where they could use that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys shop on eBay?
No.
Not much. Not unless there's something rare that I need to get a hold of. Like, I think the last time we purchased anything on eBay, it was like this Powerpuff Girl that it's like a Nickelodeon cartoon or something, and it was this little doll, and it said this really kind of borderline obscene thing, and I needed to have it. The only way I could find it was on
my
eBay.
brother-in-law is
Was it
huge
Buttercup
on
or
eBay.
Blossom?
The blonde. I don't know which one it was.
Oh,
Okay.
Something about kicking a monkey. I
my
don't know.
brother-in-law is huge on eBay. He will literally buy these amazing deals. I mean, Ross is incredibly good at this. And yes, I just name dropped him. I forget. I would name drop his shop too, but I don't really know. It's like cool stuff for you with cool stuff, and then the number 4 U with the letter U, I think is what it is. But he
I buy stuff on eBay.
He finds he gets like TVs, like 1080p, 40-inch TVs for like $10 and sells them for $100.
Well, I've not done stuff like that. I wouldn't buy electronics, but actually no, that's not true. I bought my my Garmin, and I got a great deal on it. I've gotten good deals. I've also gotten burned, and I think you learn over time what makes sense and what doesn't.
Exactly.
To me, it's like yard sailing.
It is.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
It's less. I think it's less auctioning now. It's more of buy it now. Yeah. I hate auctions. Auctions were annoying. But anyhow,
I love when people say I won something on eBay.
Are you tired of Facebook, guys?
I don't know, but what's Face Drink?
Oh, you killed it. My very poor
I'm
segue.
sorry.
Tired of
You had a
Facebook?
setup,
Try Face
Jody.
Drink. Energy Shot. Try the Facebook Energy Shot before Zuck kills it. Or sues it. And then kills
What
it.
is Face Drink?
It's apparently an energy shot drink that is named Face Drink with the same Facebook font. And is clearly infringing on the copyright of Facebook.
geez.
So
Maybe it's something that you have to drink in order to put up with Facebook.
possibly. Neil might need this because he really hates Facebook. But I want to get one of these just to put on my shelf because it
Yeah.
makes
Wait,
what there's
I gotta ask, just brief survey. Old Facebook versus timeline.
Oh my god, old Facebook, hands down.
Well,
It's like a hybrid, actually. I like the top picture, but everything else underneath that is garbage.
Yes.
I like the big top picture. That's all I like.
I like that. I
about
think wish that was Google Plus business pages had that.
yeah,
it. No.
yeah.
Awesome.
cool.
Joey, what do you think?
I agree. I don't like
Agree.
timeline. No, seriously, I find it to be really confusing. And in fact, I like the fact that they went to that old interface again, where you can change the order that you see things instead of their algorithm. You can see them the way that they're happening. Because that
so
just
annoying.
finally came up for mine. So I switched it to that, and I like it better because it reminds me of the old Facebook. But and I do like the top picture, Lynette. I agree with you on that. And I think, Seth, I agree with you that would be cool if Google Plus did something just a little graphically more interesting on the G Plus pages.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like timeline at all.
So, shall we go to the picks of the week?
I have an idea.
What?
Let's go to the picks of the week.
Oh, you're
That's
obnoxious.
brilliant.
Anyhow, we should get some segue music for that. Anyhow, my pick of the week, since Neil's not here, I guess I'll take the lead.
You get to go first.
Yay! Is Daria Musk. Cricket,
Do we have to?
Daria Musk. No, Daria. Yeah, exactly. Daria Musk is a singer-songwriter who's absolutely brilliant, and she really has revolutionized Google Plus. And she really is Google Plus secret weapon against Twitter and Facebook, because she's a big, evangelicist. I can't say the word, but
evangelist. That's what I say.
Yeah, evangelist. Well, I can't say it. Anyhow, she really pushes Google Plus. She's done concerts and hangouts. She even has a song which we'll end the show with. Is +1me. Jody doesn't quite get it, but I think it's clever, and she's got a great voice. She's a great person, very friendly, very outgoing, and
I can't even do it.
+1me, and yes, I'm still here. Sorry, just asked me if I was still here. So that's my pick of the week. Is Daria Musk.
Can you do the +1 thing?
+1. Oh, that thing.
Do you? I know, right?
Wait, how is it? No.
That's like a dirty something.
+1me.
What?
+1.
Oh wait, that's not.
You do your pinky?
I don't know, or this way. +1me.
This is what I'm doing right now. That's all I'm saying.
Anyhow, Jody, what do you have in store for apps for Black Friday?
Yeah, so basically the link that I put in there is a link to CNN Money where they have 7 must-have Black Friday apps. I am a consummate Black Friday shopper, and I also agree, Lynette, that now is the time to do my Black Friday shopping, even though it's only Wednesday. And this is a great way. Last year I downloaded a Black Friday app. In fact, I still have it on my phone. And it worked during the year, which was kind of cool, even though it wasn't still Black Friday. But, they had different sales, circulars of the week, and specials. So if you like Black Friday sales and you want to know what's going on, you got 2 choices. You can download the apps, or you can follow on Twitter. I think the hashtag is Black Friday.
Yeah, 7 and must-have apps. So.
Yeah, and Lynette.
Yeah, and Lynette. We all know Lynette is the queen of women of G+. So tell us a little about that.
Yeah, I didn't want to put Google in the URL. Yeah, so my pick is my own. How appropriate. Yeah, my pick is my own site, but it's not my site necessarily. It's all of the women that are in Google Plus, and the idea behind it was, of course, to find interesting and amazing women that use the platform, and I think we're doing that. So that's my pick of the week, is my own stuff.
Now, Jody, are you in there?
I am, and actually, Lynette, when we first heard of your women of Google Plus, I think that was my pick. That was going back a few months ago, right, Seth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're so flattered and honored that you could be with us today. Thank you.
Yeah, we might make her a regular guest, because I think I enjoy her more than Neil.
Oh.
She's definitely cuter. He's got that weird Jufro, so. I'm losing my hair, so I'm jealous of his Jufro.
Hair.
I
Anyhow,
don't know. I'm kind of liking the colors.
So we have some announcements, or I have some announcements. As many people know, I am writing a book with Robert Anderson about Google Plus, the definitive guide to Google Plus for photographers. Well, we're also releasing exclusive online content as well. And between the book and the online content, you get a year up front with which is normally $70.95, constantly updating stuff about photography on Google Plus and whatnot. And they'll probably get discounts for the future books as well. But we're doing a special discount here. It's if you go to gpgs.us/subscribe, or you just go to gplusguides.net and go to
we're just looking in the show notes, and we'll have a link there.
Exactly. And you subscribe using the promo code A2SMG. Those are all capitalized, and then plus photo 1, which is all lowercase.
And that'll be in the show notes
as well. Exactly. You get the initial book and the stuff when it comes out for instead of $17.95 for $25, and then we have a yearly ongoing subscription, which is normally $50. You get that for $25. So.
And I have to say, Seth, I've been very impressed with the information that I've seen so far, and I think that it's a really good value.
Thank you, Jody.
It's just an unsolicited comment. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And also, we want to give a shout out to our crazy Europeans out there. You know who you are, but we're also talking not just John Colley and Michael Weberberger.
Michael.
But we're also talking about Anthony and Moritz.
Anthony!
They are of crazygeek.tv, Europe's craziest tech geeks out there. You can check them out. I think they're about on a weekly schedule right now. Crazygeek.tv, and they
and
are
Anthony's
crazy.
been on the show before.
It's an Irishman and a German, so you can just go right there.
Scary stuff.
Very, very, very funny stuff. Not scary stuff, funny stuff. So, but they're awesome too. We've had Anthony on in the past a few times. I try to get Moritz on here as well today, but he's busy hacking something. So
yeah, Anthony was in the longest hangout.
Yeah, for the longest hangout for the longest time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's defunct now, right?
It's defunct now because it crashed and then we lost it. So.
Bummer.
Yeah, and we're making our own out. So anyhow, we want to hear from you guys, and definitely tell us how much you love Lynette, because we all know you love Lynette, and you love Jody.
Round of
I'm
applause.
outnumbered now. I'm in Steve estrogen, but I'm very much happy about this. It's not like two hamsters biting each other's heads off. Anyhow, get in touch with us. Call us at country code 1-478-A2SM118, which is also known as country code 1-478-227-6118. Email us at editors@a2sm.com. Tweet us at A2SM, at Seth Goldstein, at Neil Weiser, NEALWICER, and at Sunswept, and at Lynette Radio on Twitter.
Yes, thank you.
We're also now on YouTube. You can go to A2SM Official on YouTube, or go to a2sm.org/YouTube. Sorry, I think with that. And that'll take you
something
over
like
there.
that.
We're on Foursquare. You can follow us over there. We don't really do much with it, but we're over there. A2SM.org/Foursquare. Circle us on Google Plus. Sorry, there was not a period in that between those two sentences. I apologize. But A2SM.org/G+ takes you to our page. Friend us up over there. Eventually, we'll have Jody and Neil post in there as well. Right now, you have to endure me. Don't let that discourage you. And also find us on Google Plus individually. A2SM.org/NEAL, all lowercase, at A2SM.org/Seth, SETH, A2SM.org/Jody, JODY.
Why?
And
Because we said
one
so.
on our gang here, A2SM.org/Lynette, LYNETTE. And Jody, where else can we find you?
You can find me typically at my website, which is webmarcom.net. My blog, webmarcom.net/blog. I'm missing the drum roll there, Seth. On Twitter as
People hate
Sunswept.
that, by the way.
Do they?
Oh, because it's in their ears. Like, ah.
Oh, okay. Well, on Twitter at Sunswept. Find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Google Plus, all the usual places. You can pretty much find me. JODYRAINES. And Lynette, where do we find you?
Yes, the wonderful, amazing Lynette.
I'm easy, actually. If you Google Lynette Radio, you will find everything on me. I've claimed the name. But Twitter, Lynette Radio. Look me up in Google Plus. Seth has the link there.
A2SM.org/LYNETTE,
The
all
weird
lowercase.
thing was with Women of Google Plus. Obviously, we have a page in Google Plus, but I have a Twitter account for that as well. I didn't make a Facebook page because I thought I'd make a black hole vortex and suck the universe through if I did that.
Yeah,
So actually, it's Google Plus Women, and plus is spelled out, but that's our handle on Twitter as well. So
very cool. And follow her at A2SM.org/LYNETTE, and it's all lowercase. So all those .orgs are all lowercase. And we're gonna finish up the show with Daria Musk, which I will edit in right now.
No!
Oh, come on.
She has an album coming out.
And she's album, which Lynette named, by the way. What is it? Want to reveal it?
It's actually Live or Love, however you want to look at it. It's L+VE.
Very nice. Very geeky.
Nice. I like it.
Awesome. So this has been the A2SM podcast, where we are wiserless and not very wise without wiser, but we will survive. But instead, we have the very cute, adorable Lynette Radio in here with the very beautiful Jody Raines, and I'm just the everyday Seth Goldstein. I don't think there's anything about everyday about me, but we'll go from there. Hey, Jody, I saw that. All right. See you guys.
Till next time. Next time.
And we promise we'll have Lynette on again.
Yes.
Send your love notes to A2SM.org/LYNETTE. But she is married, guys, so watch out.
Sorry.
For Dave.
Plus one me, baby, plus one me, baby, plus one me, baby. I watch watch the sunrise in Norway through your laptop screen. It never felt so good to be seen as when you looked at me.